said I'd do a qualification video here for the Lamborghini Super Trofeo Huracan Evolution. And yeah, this is a weird one because it's another D-Class car. It may be like not exactly going to be the kind of king of anyone's garage once you get it. It's a really pretty car. It is made use of in the Bugatti Divo special event right on stage 4. And the thing about stage 4 again is like it's a free trial, but yeah, it's star gated, so obviously if you tune up the car during the Grand Prix you'll get a few extra blueprints for the Divo. You have to bring it to like 4 stars though before you get any real rewards that way. And the only other use of it right now is in the daily event, which gives you back about 200 tokens. So definitely I'll probably bring this one to 2 or 3 stars when I'm starting off this Grand Prix, as I kind of usually do, to try to win them because I really enjoy collecting cars. But yeah, this isn't one that I would go too crazy on in terms of spending, depending again on what kind of group you land in. I will throw markers down in the video description as well for the actual like practice run, the live run, and just taking a look at the prizes as well for this one. As always guys, if these videos do help out, please do give a like, leave a comment down below, or yeah, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Do most things Asphalt 9 Legends. The qualification group that I got here is, yeah, based on the untuned version of the car in practice. So I'm up against times there of 124 and 125 in the top 10 slots. Realistically, in practice already, I put in a 123.186 time, and that was while using the car completely untuned. So I'm pretty sure I'll be fair enough to qualify for this unless I wreck super hard during the actual qualification live attempts. But what I said I'll do is, yeah, a couple of like practice runs with the tuned up car. I'll include like the best one of those in this to see the route. This is a weird car where it doesn't exactly gain too much if you mishandle it and throw it around 360ing. Yeah, like it kind of handles more like the Boatley or the Bentley. So it can drift a small bit at least, but like it does just burn off the speed, especially at the lower ranks. Like at the moment, like this one is 1,600 rating, so you're looking at kind of around the Leaf performance levels. It's not that bad, but yeah, at the same time it's not exactly a supercar by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely one that I'll be gunning for a key from this. One thing people might have noticed, by the way, and that is the fact that the Ferrari F40 is now showing up as being unlockable in your garage for the next 19 days. And this was a car that had a car hunt during the Ferrari season, which we skipped over. But the reason that's showing up for the next 19 days is it is actually in the prizes for this Grand Prix. You would never be able to unlock it using this. It's actually in these Grand Prix packs silver. The Ferrari F40 is in those for some reason. So I don't know if you wanted to completely tank your Grand Prix performance to pick up a possible 5 blueprints for the F40. You could go and get yourself some silver packs, because I'm fairly certain they do not show up in the gold ones. Now the gold packs do have some Cayman blueprints, which aren't too bad, and they're kind of the only real rare-ish thing inside there. The rest of this is fairly standard. Tier 1's getting 5 keys, some import parts, a decal. Tier 2 getting 4 keys, and let's see, 3 gets 3, and yeah, all the way down. Tier 5 just getting a 1 key again, so be wary if you are sandbagging down there. If you have 2 people with the same idea, there could be trouble. But yeah, it's a weird one. Obviously, Tier 1 again has the most just definite keys, and it does also have the Grand Prix premium packs, which do have the key chance inside there, 35 for 6th place inside that. So like a lot of chances. Those are around 2.5% chance. So if you're coming 6th in the Tier 1 group, you're talking about maybe a 70% chance of getting the key, and a ton of credits as well if you can actually land that, since yeah, that's probably the most credits you can do if you wanted to boost up that portion of your thing. You'll miss out on import parts to do it, but yeah, you get 1,000,000 credits straight up instead of the import part, and a ton of credits inside with those key packs if you wanted to play this one risky. I'm going to see what I can do in this GP and obviously play it as best as I can. That's how I usually do myself. If I get the key, cool. If I end up in a terrible group and yeah, kill those chances, yeah, what can I do? It is just part of the game. Yeah, 123 practice time with the stock car. Just gonna bring it in a run into this now with the 1-star version of this and tuned up fully, and see how I get on with that. And yeah, then take it for a live run. On the decal of the car, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is kind of similar to the Lego Senna car, had something similar-ish to this as well. This one does have Roger Dubois on there, and yeah, the number 63. 63 when Lamborghini was founded in 1963. This Roger Dubois name that you'd find on this is watch manufacturer, and they make watches that kind of fit in line with Gameloft's DLC prices. So really cheap stuff there. Generally, the Roger Dubois things, definitely something that Asphalt 9 Legend players would be wearing, I think, in their daily lives. If anyone wants to donate one of those to me on the channel, just feel free. I won't say no. Or you can click to leave me a coffee down in the description. It's all appreciated, really is. But yeah, that's where that name is coming from. And like I said, the 63 on the side of the decal, that's just Lamborghini's founding year. Really pretty car. It's just a shame it's, again, a D-class. Yeah, I'll bring this one for a tuned up run then. And you can see, like, Podung Rise with this car, like, it's not too bad. It's just, yeah, the track is easy enough. It's just a case of it really shines the fact and just how, slow the top speed of this car is. 180 miles an hour as the top speed of the untuned version at the very least. Anyway, it's not going to be too much faster, I think, at 1 star worth of tuning on that. But let's see, bring this one for a spin. Use normal nitro just on the corner, just to get up to speed. Small bit of nitro there, and just take it out with enough time just to get the imperfect nitro 360. Bring that out as soon as you land, just to bring you up the ramp here in the nitro state, and another imperfect 360 onto the ledge up here. Imperfect down, imperfect straight back up again, and just kind of going to keep some of that speed as much as possible. Doesn't really matter too much if you pick up that nitro bottle, in my experience, on the right hand side. Cars, like I said, doesn't benefit massively from its nitro, because it just really doesn't have the capacity for a lot of nitro. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to have it. It's just a case of, like, it's not going to really make or break your run. If you're going on a good speed on the inside, just keep it up. Just going to keep using these nitros as I pick them up. I'm here on the right hand side, not going to drift. Just going to use that nitro meter to keep this car at as decent a speed as possible. Now, like, not drifting because the drift isn't that bad. It's just a case of the nitro meter doesn't really hold enough to kind of get the car back up to speed after you drop down. Oh, that's significantly faster, with that 1-star tuning, even just by a second or two. But 122.5, that's like a pretty much guaranteed qualification from the group that has landed me in. Now, obviously, every group is different, so it's going to depend on who you've placed in with. I usually do my practice runs with the car untuned, just for the sake of making it that bit easier because of who you get dropped into with the qualification group. But obviously, different tactics for different people. See how you're getting on. 22.5, and my group is mostly, like I said, kind of 125s and stuff like that. So even if I would now place a 125 time in the full runs, just keep in mind the fact that obviously it's the best practice time here that's going to determine getting put into the Grand Prix stages. And then even if I put in a 125, qualify with that, it'll be, my tier will be decided by the 122. Get these practice things done tomorrow ASAP. Get an extra couple of blueprints for the car here as well. There's like 8 to be had at the end. There's a pack that has 3 more. Now, like, this car is pretty awesome for D-class cars if you can get your hands on it and add it tuned up. There's the tuning rating. So, like, you have the potential of a 3000 rated car if you would spend quite a bit on it. That said, 125 blueprints required. I mean, you're gonna get like a nice enough amount of them throughout this Grand Prix. it does just depend on how far you're willing to go down into this car. So like for me, I need 21 for that second star, so I'll definitely be picking that up before starting off the Grand Prix fully. Yeah, looking at the 3-star of it, 30, so I need 10 sets of blueprints. It really does depend on how far. If I overshoot that second star, if I jump straight to the third one, I'll make a decision on that. But yeah, that'll be yeah, tomorrow Storm's problem. But yeah, you can see there the tuning ratings and kind of what it takes. Again, it's not too bad. 125 blueprints in total to get this one up to max. So yeah, know what you're kind of looking at there with each one of the stars, and 3 stars needed for 2.1k rate car. That's kind of where, yeah, I wouldn't mind having this thing at. And again, it's just a collection piece for me because I love collecting the cars in this game. Now, I did one run. It's a 122.9, qualified in first place. But yeah, I'm going to throw the second and third attempts at this one just to see, yeah, if I can improve that time and shave it down a bit. But like, now I'm going to be going against my own ghost as well, so this always freaks me out a bit. And I kind of mess up when I tend to see myself on the track. But yeah, like this thing's a 122.9 even is qualified for sure. I think this group of players, like obviously with Grand Prix, it always depends on who you're facing off against. So I can only ever say like how I'm doing in these things. I appreciate the fact that if people are getting run off the course with times similar to these. You know, nitro out and then imperfect 360. At least I guess on my own ghost here I can see yeah, how I like lose time in certain areas and stuff. But if the over rotation that I pulled out in the first one cost me too much time, it may have done actually, given the fact that yeah, I drifted back. But I went out as well to get that yellow nitro bottle in my previous run. I'm not doing this time, but I did skim over here. And yeah, I kind of assumed that much, that it's not exactly going to gain a crazy amount in doing what I did in that previous one. It's just a case of drifting out to get that nitro bottle. Still, I'm on my tail. Yeah, taking this easier route on along here. And let's see, avoiding drift. Yellow nitro, but yeah, kind of a low enough speed. And let's see, how am I doing for shockwave towards the end? Get my near miss. Got the perfect run as well. So never like driving with a full nitro bar. It's always kind of a bit like, oh, that's a bit of a waste, isn't it? But there we go. 122.5, so I managed to smoke my own ghost as well with that. And yeah, definitely that should be qualified for sure. I think just 2 seconds to spare there. Should be safe enough in this group at least. And now I always say it, like, I appreciate it that in any group the times are obviously going to be different. Somebody in my club was already talking about doing a 121 earlier, so yeah, in my time in that group ain't gonna cut it. But hopefully you can see the kind of way that I'm bringing this car around here. And yeah, it's like not exactly the most risky, but yeah, you can place a solid enough 122.5 in that. What I might do is just leave it at that, and I might do a few more practices against my own ghost for that last run. But yeah, that's like a 122.5 for this one. In terms of the Grand Prix coming up then though, here are the tracks. So you've got 2 qualification rounds in this GP, then Tunnel Jam in San Francisco. That's like pretty cool track. It'll be weird at the start of this one seeing how it launches into that tunnel, and it's a long enough track as well, so like it's about a minute long. So well, in a fast car it's a minute long. In this thing it'll probably be about 1:15 possibly. But yeah, it's definitely one where I'd say tuning immediately will give you a good advantage on that. Rat Race in Osaka is the one down into the tunnel. Not too much tuning is going to make a difference there. It's just down to handling with the car. Dipping down in Himalayas, massively long track. I mean, this thing's going to be looking at nearly a 2-minute time on that. And like, yeah, dipping down is definitely one that if you have an untuned, say like a 1-star version of this car by dipping down, if other people go and invest at that stage, like you're definitely going to lose out there, because there's no way a 1-star version of this car is going to hold up, I think, against somebody who's tuned up on that. It's just too long a track. Scotland, Lighthouse, because these always go like long, short, long, short, long, short. Scotland's the really short one. 1000 Minarets is that cool 125 or so time, I would think, in this car. The car that was used in the weekly competition in Cairo. Really nice. Again, the start of that's going to be where this is made, because it's the ramps at the start of 1000 Minarets are what decides it. That said, this car would be unstable enough on those ramps if it's at low tuning. Yeah, time travel in US Midwest. That's what the weird Back to the Future reference, because you're going down a rail line with a train behind you. And then, yeah, mode finale finishing off in Osaka, as many GPs do. A cool track, but again, another long one. So, long enough Grand Prix for this car. Definitely, it's going to pay off kind of a lot, I think, to start it up early. Again, it completely depends on the group that you place with and just how you feel on those courses as well. Thankfully, there's no Nevada nonsense in there just yet, because that would suck. But yeah, there's like some well-known tracks from other GPs. Again, if you wanted to practice these, I'd say take out like the Boatley if you've got it, and do a few runs of those tracks and see how you get on, because it's pretty much very similar, especially on the lower tuning as those. And now the Bentley's drifting has actually been fixed as well, so going to handle a small bit more similar to those. But yeah, for the time being, I'm qualified. I'll be getting my 8 blueprints from this tomorrow and seeing how I get on with some packs for this. They should become available. There's obviously a relay for this one in the store. I don't know about the particular value of that, to be honest, just yet. There's like a very small amount of blueprints in the starting packs of it. And the one that actually has 10 or so blueprints in there is like 2,000 tokens. So, I don't know. It's a tough sell unless these packs are like, yeah, 120 tokens each, which if they are, F it. But we'll see how it gets on once tomorrow comes in. And yeah, hopefully, people, you get good luck with your qualification groups. Hopefully they're not too bad. And yeah, aim for, like I said, even if you've qualified, do just keep in mind, keep going for the better practice runs if you want to try and move up those tiers, because you will obviously get more competition in the final rounds, but you do also have more prizes, more chances at keys and stuff like that. So do try and place as good as you can, kind of, if you want to have the higher chances of more keys, or if you're doing a sandbag technique and tactic, yeah, good luck with that. Hopefully it works out for players, because yeah, obviously in goal keys. All right, guys, yeah, as always, if this video has helped out, sub button, other videos, and yeah, drive safe and good luck in this.